Yeah, yeah. Coming up on Mental Health Matters with Marty. Listen, June, I'm a month ahead of y'all, but May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's me. It's Martina Sellers, your mental health hygienist, coming to you live and in living color in Southern California. As they say, where the sun is always shining. You know, it never rains in Southern California. That's it. That's it. How we doing? Listen, we have not been around for a couple weeks. We had to do a little bit of recalibration and get this thing back on the road. And for those of you who are joining us on IG, listen, jump on over to the YouTube channel, Mental Health Marty on YouTube. Mental Health Marty on YouTube. It is the first Tuesday of the month. And you know, we have our residents in here and we're so glad to have them. But before we do, how you been? How you living? What's going on, y'all? Let me remind you the purpose of the Mental Health Matter with Marty show. Mental Health Marty is intended to be a psychoeducational and a discussion for the community about mental health and wellness in our communities, our black and brown and yellow and purple and green communities. Why? We cover the whole spectrum, y'all. Why? Because too many of us are secretly suffering in silence in the shadow of shame. Now, what I want to make clear, we are not a substitute for you seeing your therapist. We are not a substitute for you seeing your medical doctor. We are not a substitute for you seeing your psychiatrist, your psychologist, or anything that deals with your mental health and physical wellness. But we are a supplement to that. What are you saying? Listen, we want to make sure you're healthy, you're living right, you're well, that you got your mind intact. Why? Because we want you around for a long time. And we as a people have a tendency of putting our mental health and physical wellness on the back burner. Why? Because you know how we do. We just making it happen. Listen, stop making it happen and take some time and put the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you can breathe and live. Now, how do you get active with us? And how do we see the comments? Our comments are exclusively on YouTube on Mental Health Marty. What are we asking you to do? Please, if you have not done it already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also hit the bell so that you know whenever we are definitely going to be active and doing anything so that you are informed. When you hear that bell, you know that we are live and everything. Y'all is trying to end that. So, hey, Brittany, what's going on? How you feeling? Hope everyone is doing all right. Yes, we are so excited about what's good. Hey, yeah, I'm good over here too. Yes, good to see everyone as everyone's doing well. Let us know you're out there and what you're doing. Listen, moving some things around. We are so excited about today's show, y'all. as again we have been MIA for a couple weeks because we had to kind of recalibrate, get some things going, because we want to make sure that we are giving you the best possible product and show out there, because we want to be picked up by a network or somebody. But if no one picks us up, we are still going to be here giving you the truth, the nothing but the truth as it pertains to your mental health and wellness. Like I said in the intro, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and May is also Women's Health Awareness, because we want to make sure that our sisters, our mothers, our daughters, our aunties, our goddaughters, cousins, everyone is taken care of, because too often we put our health on the back burner. Especially during this pandemic, lots of stuff came up, and now we're kind of trying to get in this post-pandemic mode and making sure. But tonight, we want to focus on the topics. We want to talk about what? This whole thing with Roe versus Wade. Sister Tanya Hill, good to see you. Thank you for joining in. We want to talk about some things and how Black women are definitely being the leaders of mental health and mental health awareness. So we're so grateful for that. But I want to bring on my brother from the same mother. Listen, he has been my inspiration. He was doing this first, and I kind of jumped on his platform, what he was doing, and I'm so grateful for my, I'll say this, my little brother, since I am the oldest. But listen, this is my brother, love him to death, and so glad that he's joining us on the first Tuesday just to have this talk, because listen, he really is the reader of the family. I just kind of go to him, ask what he thinks, and then I regurgitate what he thinks 9 chances out of 10. But according to him, I became the Black Republican. That's a whole nother topic. None other than my brother, none other than Rob Sellers. Come on up here.
Hey, what's happening, man? What's happening?
What's going on? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm just letting the audience know I didn't give this gentleman no money for that introduction. I didn't tip him. I didn't do anything. I'm thankful for all that.
I'll take a tip.
But man, hey, I'm just trying to figure out there's something I don't know about it. You know, this is an awful nice intro.
It's awful nice.
Appreciate it. What's
You're
happening,
my brother. Man, how you feeling? Yeah.
I'm doing all right, man. No complaints over here.
No complaints. Last time we was talking, you was rolling out the red carpet for Regina King. By chance, have you run into her since our last conversation?
Oh, no, I haven't. You know what I'm saying? I haven't. I'm
all hail to the Queen,
Regina
ready.
King. I'm just staying ready. Right. That's all. Hey,
Yes.
But no, I haven't. Still looking. Okay. Listen, Regina King gets mad props. I even take a Regina King A-alike or a Regina King B-type. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All Regina types is welcome. It's welcome.
All Regina types is welcome. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Welcome.
Cool. Welcome. Bobby, tell us about what you've been doing here lately. You have you're on like 130 podcast episodes, and what? You're up there. Yeah, dude, come on. You playing like you ain't doing this thing, but you have been doing this podcast for a long time. Love that you talk a lot, and I'm excited about tonight's topic because I want to definitely talk about mental health and athletes. And as a former athlete in college and so many other things, and having a shot going into the pros and these other things, talk about if you had mental health support when you were going to high school, when you were going to college, and what a difference, A, that would have made, and B, why is mental health so important for our athletes today, especially our young Black athletes?
No doubt. I mean, it's like with anything. You need to take advantage of any opportunity or resources that you have. I'm for it. Sometimes you need a third party to talk some things out. Even at school, there's a couple situations where I seeked out counseling and got it. One time I had 2 different counselors, so it's all good. Okay. I mean, it helped me, see things, put things in perspective, and and it was an available resource. So why not try to take advantage of the opportunity? Lessons.
But what was your experience like? And this is before really counseling was really even. It's becoming the 31 flavors of the day here lately. But I'm hoping it stays just like the company. But what was it like then for you, especially because me being a Black male therapist, we represent 1% of the field. How was that for you then, especially in Colorado?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, my two counselors were both black. I had a black female and a
Really?
black male. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Shut up.
exactly.
Wow.
I mean, hindsight
Yeah.
didn't put anything together or put anything on it. It was more
Right.
natural. So I can understand what people are saying that I
Mm.
mean, hey, everybody likes can understand likes, meaning same tribe, whatever the case may be in our
Right.
situation. I'm
Right.
African American. I think I could open up more
Right.
to an African American rather than
Yeah.
another so-called race. But that's just me. And unfortunately, I should say unfortunately, it was a good thing looking back on it. I had both of my counselors were black, a female and a male.
Wow.
Definitely.
Wow, that especially during that time, that was very rare, and and I'm grateful for those who have paved the way for even me to do what I do, because in those classes, and please talked about that, even in college, where you were the only black person in a class, or as soon as he talked about the typical slavery, you became the slavery expert on it. Like, listen, I wasn't in slavery, I'm learning just like you, but because you were
Uh-huh.
the token black, they expect you to be
Uh-huh.
the quote unquote expert on the topic, and even the pressure that even leads to.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I never felt conscious about whatever because I don't know. Something in me is like, okay, some of this stuff is I don't know. You can't believe everything.
Right,
Um,
right,
however, at an early age, I was used to that being, the rare
yeah.
black in class growing up. So when I got to college, it was a normal thing. I felt like, okay,
Mm.
experiencing, I know how to handle myself. But the wake up call, I would say, when
Hmm.
I went to a Black history I took a Black history
Yeah,
class, and
right,
it was a trip. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, I don't know anything.
right,
And then on top of that,
right,
obviously, some of the Euro American students, they knew a lot, and it's like, damn, how do Euro know more than me? But
right.
hey, you never know. A lot of those were history buffs or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, it was still a trip. Getting taught by an African American teacher. Some of that was rare. Some of y'all, it's
Yeah,
not. But in
yeah.
my case, having a black teacher was rare. And then you go in this history class, and the majority of the people who knows what's going on are the Euro American students. It's like, damn, like, okay, I got some catching up to do. It was like, damn,
But
damn. That's all I
you
can
were
say. Damn.
right. Listen, we got our other two co-hosts on here as well with us. Let's bring up none other than the bishop himself, the Archbishop, all the way from Houston. I was going to say Houston, California, Houston, Texas. None other than Bishop Shon Stewart. Bishop, how you feeling? Okay, you kind of on mute, but that's all right.
That's okay. Is where is Daryl? He fired.
You,
Uh,
you on?
he
You
fired.
on? See,
He
Darren,
oh
I,
you
I
I
knew it was
know
that
that.
one.
Okay, fine. Cause he fired. He was about to get it. Okay, I'll let him make it for right now. How you all
Okay,
doing? So good to see everybody.
good to see
Yes,
you. How
yes.
you feeling? How's Houston treating you these days?
Houston is Houston, baby. We in March. We in humidity. We in high school. We in state testing. We getting ready for graduation. Um, it's all of that. We're in Texas, baby. Give us a few more days and we'll be in 300-degree weather. And
Right,
if you
right,
want to
right,
lose
right.
20 pounds, all you got to do is walk outside and stand for 10 minutes to come on back in.
Well, listen, Bishop, it's good to see you. You're looking good over there. Wait a
Good
minute,
to be
you got
seen.
a new cut, new look. What you got? What you got? Something different about
Now
you. You're looking good.
see, Rob, he was doing good. He was really
Yes,
doing good, Rob. He
yes,
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You seen the
He
setup.
he won't
You
he
seen
won't
it.
let me be great. He won't let me be
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
So yes,
yeah.
we got a new cut. Yes, all of that. That's
Uh
fine.
huh.
Check your phone.
Uh
I'm
huh.
gonna send you 2 words. You do exactly what they say, but I'm gonna send you 2 words. But no, we got a new cut. Um,
I'm scared what them two words might be.
it's
Listen,
okay.
so
You can repeat them. Get my sister on this call. You wasted my time. Where's my
I
sister?
am.
Where's Rita?
She's right here. She's
Yeah,
doing
get her
official
on here.
business. So she may have to leave us a little early, but I want to get her on here as quickly as possible. None other than the Reverend Dr. MarQuerita Story. All hail to the Queen. How are you, Dr. Story?
I am phenomenal. I am so grateful to God to be with you guys once more. And again, you guys make my Tuesday absolutely fabulous. I am hoping that we have some amazing things to talk about because I love getting everyone's perspective on what's really going down in the world.
Yes.
And thank you for convening us for these hot topics on Tuesday.
Yes, I can. Let's
You
jump
know,
right in,
Marty,
Dr. Story, because
them glasses are talking. Them glasses talking
yes, they
really
are.
got on. Now they talking.
Don't play with Dr. Story.
Now they
Listen,
talking. Now they talking.
she got on her black this time in honor of
Yeah.
of the Honorable Ketanji, who is now a Supreme Court justice, and she honoring her with her all black. I
That's
know
what
that's
it
right.
is.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's what it
Oh,
is.
so the church is not in
oh,
mourning. She's honoring Ketanji Brown. The church is
I,
not
The
in
church
mourning.
ain't in mourning.
I,
No, no,
yes,
no.
yes.
Yes,
And
and it is. Go.
pearls for
Okay.
the
Sure.
That, since we're talking about none other than the Honorable Katashi Brown Jackson, or is it Jackson Brown? Brown Jackson.
Brown Jackson.
KBJ.
KBJ.
Yes.
KBJ. Yes, yes.
KBJ.
Dr. Story, talk to us about that day and how you felt when she was inducted in and sworn in as in this lifetime appointment as our first black woman, female Supreme Court justice. History was being made.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I thank God that I even get to live this long. I feel like when they told me that Barack Obama won the presidency, I was just,
Mm-hmm.
it was another one of those unbelievable, incredible
Yes.
things. And it was also a great reminder that no matter how long someone else attempts to hold you down, no matter how long someone else attempts,
Yes.
like there's something deficient about
Yes.
ethnic group, that the
Mm-hmm.
Lord will always allow there to be someone that will break through. And I'm just being reminded, baby, the future is looking very female, and God is using some. I'm telling he uses some incredible women to make sure that we are able to balance out some things,
Mm-hmm.
because I realize in African American and brown communities that we've all been oppressed, but even more so the African American woman, we can be
Mm-hmm.
just as qualified, just as educated, and have more experience and all of the rest of it, whether it is secular or sacred, and we will not be utilized to the fullness of our capacities, or also allowed to be brilliant and bold
Mm-hmm.
and brave in the things that we do without being called another name. And so I thank God
Mm-hmm.
for her grace. I thank God for her candor. I thank God for her
Mm-hmm.
stalwart strength that
Mm-hmm.
she's operating in, and the class that chick walks in. I'm just honored to be an African American female and living in this time. It's just reminding me God will do anything, and He can do
Mm.
everything. And so
Yeah.
whether he gets the credit for this or not, he's
Mm-hmm.
just like in the story of Esther. He all in it.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. So you better say that, Dr. Story. The future is black women. Come on, Portia Scott. Portia, good to see you. How are you doing,
Hi,
darling?
Portia.
Yes, yes. Hello, darling.
And
Yes,
she
yes.
is, and
And
Portia, amazing. How about that?
yes,
Okay. And
come on. How about that? Oh, she's a
yeah,
new executive, got into her new suite. Congratulations, Portia Scott, and to Chart to Heart as they are expanding. Great, 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 great. Shout out to them and John
yeah,
Henry Scott, who is out here with us this week in Southern California. But before we go there, talk to us, MarQuerita, about what that represents when we see a black female vice president, as in Vice President Kamala Harris, and now in your honorable KBJ in that regards. And what does that do to the psyche of young black girls in America, and what even does it to young black, not young, just black women in general, who normally have to work they said the white woman gets about 80 cents on the dollar to the white man, where the black woman probably gets somewhere around 60 cents to the dollar to the white man. What does that say to black women, and what does it do for their psyche? And I'm going to have Bishop Shon and then Bob, Rob, you to talk about that as well.
No doubt.
Well, one of the things I think with the psyche of us is that I think it's confirmation. I don't believe ever felt as if we could not. I just believe
Say that again.
Well, I don't believe we ever thought we could not. We just had to keep until there would not was killed, and so there would not has gotten hit so hard that now we're in it. But this is that many times, even seeing like president in, we look and people still are trying to hate on her ability and her capacity.
Right.
Listen, if we can go through 4 years with an idiot, give her some grace. That's all I got to say.
That's all you got to say. Yeah.
If we up in Lord, if we lose the bishop.
Bishop, come back. Come on back, Bishop. Come on back. Come on back.
Ow! An idiot! Help me in here.
No, full time. But I believe that we got.
He's a full-time idiot. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And if it were not for Twitter and Facebook, we wouldn't have the proof.
Right.
But we got that he was a full-time idiot being paid by the citizens of the United States to exploit.
And a check from the citizens of the United States.
And still getting a check from us, and it's not Social Security. And so for all of his dysfunction. But there is a grace we don't operate in either when we look at their leadership, because there are some restrictions that comes with everything. She was not given keys to the kingdom. She was given an opportunity to walk alongside a president who has inherited some of the most difficult the world has ever seen. And because of that, I believe that they're doing what they can, as they can, to begin to repair even our own capacities to believe again that leadership can occur out of the United States. But then they also have had to deal with the fracture in our nation that has risen its head again, which is racism. We had tucked it down a little bit. Now its head is out, and it's about to full on be birthed into a new baby.
Okay.
Now quiet. Okay, because it now they not twins, but they're coming from the same womb. They're coming from the same womb, and it comes from a womb of slavery and the womb of oppression that birthed that mess early. Now it's about to birth another one, and its head has popped out in this century.
You better make it plain, right?
Begin to do something about it. It's too late to abort it, but we better do something about the monster that's being birthed right in this season. And so then, even as we're looking at Ketanji as our Supreme Court judge, she's not going to be able to change the world, but she does have a voice, right? And she's got a voice at a very powerful table. And it is my prayer that she would utilize her voice at this table to affect those areas that are most necessary to be affected with the abortion issue. Somebody's got to speak up, and they've got to talk.
I just want us to get to the place, Dr. Story, where if we can write what happens as men, can write what happened to your uterus, clearly we should be able to get some laws in place about what happens to our penis.
Well, I don't mind writing a letter.
I mean, because the woman doesn't get pregnant by herself.
Correct.
No.
But she gets sterilized by herself.
Correct.
That's good. That's good. Takes two to tango.
It does.
Even if it's an artificial insemination, it's still got to come from somewhere. And I just find it arbitrarily amazing how ignorant people become when it's not their issue, but how loud they become when it hits home.
When it's yes, 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 and so we're going to, if we're not careful.
Okay.
Praise the Lord.
So, Rob, tell us about it.
Yes, sir. But
Your
yes, sir.
thoughts
Oh,
on this?
hey. Oh well, with Judge Katanji, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Finally, a woman deserving who is a black woman, deserving to be on the board. That's great. That's going to uplift a lot of the sisters, definitely the little girls out there, and I think overall it'll help us men out too, because now the women can see some things, they feel good, they feel happy, and that'll help us out too. That'll help us men out. It'll help us men out. I think so.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
back.
It'll help. It'll help. It'll help us. It'll help us. It'll help. That's all I'm saying.
It will, but I think that on the abortion side, as much as I hate to say this, the people who are writing the laws dictating this thing, like I look here in the state of Texas. The state of Texas is the only state I know where our attorney general is an indicted felon and he still serves. And he is allowed to write laws, standings, and postings that represent our state. But he's an indicted felon, but doesn't go to jail. But then there are people who travel with less than an ounce of weed gets 10 years.
Right.
Or a woman can have.
Yeah. This all goes to the police.
No, so that's rooted in
legislation.
Yeah, yeah.
So it goes back to what Dr. Story said when we have to talk about. We gotta get peace. She's at a table, but now I'm gonna push you, Dr. Story. Now she is not at a table. I really do believe she is the table.
Ooh,
because she's gonna have to go in
that's
there.
That's a whole different level.
And I think that I don't mean to cut across you, Mark.
You're right.
Come on.
Go ahead.
I believe she has to believe that, because see, too oftentimes we're trying to make it to a table that we don't recognize that we are that table. And so I get it that because see, you also have to realize, or we also have to understand that as all of us have gone through and matriculated through everything, we've assimilated into a system that suggested we had to have the education that we had to go to the school that they suggested that we needed to go. So there's an assimilation process that even has had to happen in order for her to even end up on a confirmation list. And so then even that will begin to restrict your thought processes of this of me bringing my own table or me being a table. So I get what you're saying, but I also understand power. And I understand how power operates, that you can be your own table and you will be sitting at your table, not able to affect and effect the legislation that's going on, or you will operate in some semblance of modicum of understanding of how we do this thing, and then get your stuff in, because she is a freshman in there. And she might be able to say stuff, but you better be careful as a freshman that she won't get isolated and not be able to do some of the things that may be core and important to our communities and to women and children and our nation.
Well, at least she will be able to live up to her expectation about Roe versus Wade, because the other three who went in, they seem to have caught a horrible case of selective amnesia. But let me tell you one thing MSNBC does like the Bible. It records the history and it plays it well. And all of a sudden, Roe was precedent. It was law. It was unchangeable. Then when you got your life appointment, all of a sudden you forgot that rule that you said that precedent was unchangeable, that is law, that it should be codified. Well, I now want to speak to Susan Collins and Murkowski and ask them, hey, those friends of yours you sat down with that promised you that extra money to your state and told you that those gentlemen would not bother that law. What happened? Now you say that they didn't stick by their standing. No, you need to go back to the streets. They'll lie. They lied to the whole world that they weren't going to do this, knowing that the only people who had the truth was the Federalist Society.
Hmm.
Well,
And
There it
okay.
is.
racism not only has shown itself, but racism has also placed itself.
Well,
And that is, it goes back to that whole thing of power. If I can have the power to control your mind, I then can control your outcomes, and that is where we have to make sure that we change. Since we're talking about this, and May is Women's Health Month as well. Go here. It looks as if, and that a lot of our Black female athletes are definitely leading the way in mental health. And when we have athletes like Simone, when we have Naomi Osaka, when we're looking at what they're doing, how they're saying, "Listen, I'm not going to allow this modern day plantation called athletes, and the game." To dictate when I'm not good, I'm not good, and no money can replace that. And I just want to first say, applaud these Black women who were saying,
right.
I'm not going to continue in this. You know, Bobby, you being an athlete, talk to me about these Black women, and I do know Black men who are doing this as well. But oftentimes the women get overlooked, and when we even talk about the in unfairness of the salaries with women, professional women in sports. Bobby, talk to us about that and what you've experienced. And again, we salute these women who said, "I'm not going to do it because I don't have the mental capacity to do it."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, those sisters that we were talking about, whatnot, they're phenomenal. You know what I mean? They're great examples.
Yes.
You don't hear them with doing no BS. They seem to be great leaders. And I like what they're doing because it lets all the people who are looking at them, especially the sisters, especially the women, like, hey, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to pause. It's okay.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sometimes you might have to ruffle some feathers. Sometimes you might not go along with the train. But hey, at the end of the day, you have to make yourself happy. and if they're going to say that you're going to be accountable for certain things, you know how everybody is. The trolls out there, be accountable. So hey, I think they're doing a good job. They're being accountable for their well-being, their health. So I mean, they'll be all right. They'll be all right.
I totally agree because there's yeah, that part. But then we want to throw them under the bus and say, this is the Olympics. She said, I don't care what this is. I am not ready. And I don't want to risk. Then if she messes up, it's almost she's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. Damned if she says, I need to take a break, then damned if she doesn't take a break but messes up. Dr.
So
Stewart,
then it
talk to us
also
about
goes
that.
back to,
Oh, go ahead.
it goes back to Marty, that when she said that she wasn't well, if people gave Joy Reid a lot of heat about her comment. She said that if this was a white woman and her tears would have fell out, they'd have stopped the game and tended to her very need, even if there was not pain. But then this Black woman starts saying that she can't deal, has evidence and documentation to prove that she can't deal, makes the best decision that's about her health, and then how that decision impacts her team. And she did what most Black people struggle with, and that is she put herself first without feeling guilty about it. Then two, she held everybody accountable to her decision. Whether you like it or not, your opinions and your thoughts about her decision only matter to you, because she not only made the decision, she lived in it.
Yep.
And she lived in it during this pandemic when the world was still being shut down. That was, and we have not even begun to see the fallout. New studies are coming out, especially with our young people, of how the pandemic has caused so much PTSD. And Dr. Shon, you are experiencing in the school setting, and how our children are struggling with this reintegration process of getting hell. The adults don't want to go back to church. They don't want to go back to work. So if the adults don't want to, why are we forcing these kids, saying, oh, you kids, you're resilient? Come on. We can't have this double standard, double-minded,
I had a meeting today, Marty. I had a meeting today with a parent, and I simply had to say, because I had both parents in the room, I said, if biology is right, and I was an English social work major, so in the words of Dr. Katandra Brown, if we're going to use terms, you must first tell me what their definition means to you so we can both agree to operate from there. And so I don't, if a kid is half their mom and half their dad, and the kid is a complete mental breaking, stressed down, unable to function ball of humanity sitting in front of me, then I would have to believe that somewhere in there that either mom and dad are in the process of breaking down, or they have broken down and the kid can no longer keep it together on their own. And that is what I'm observing. And what's killing me, you know, people who intend to do suicide do it. The kids are not talking about it anymore. They're not even in this. I learned this today. They're not using weed and alcohol for coping mechanisms now. They're using sex and they're using pain to address the unspoken issues. And parents, I'm going to say this. As a pastor, it is my job to handle all things spiritual. The reason I send my members to get counseling, because I don't do counseling. When I was called to preach, to pastor, to lead the people. I am a social worker, but if you practice ethics like you do in the pulpit, then that might explain some things. But if you practice real ethics, then you should know if you do all things well, which is preaching, then you should have people on your team. That's what Jesus did. Jesus had 12 members on his team, and when things wasn't in his lane, he sent it out to the person who did that. And I'm saying to pastors, you don't have to be the counselor, the therapist, the CPA. You delegate. Bring people on your staff, get people on your team that can handle that, and then send it on.
But you're absolutely right. And go ahead, Dr. Story.
I just want to go back to Simone and all of the rest of them. In reference to their mental health and their stability. One of the things that is a challenge, especially if you are a gifted African American woman, it is such a sign of weakness to be able to say you need something. Not that everything is about to go awry, but I need a break. Because one of the things about Black women, even as girls, we're not taught about being precious. There's nothing precious about us. And so we gotta physically take whatever, emotionally take whatever, relationally take whatever. And then when we say, I need a moment, then it's like, yeah, but you got too many responsibilities. And one of the things that is hard, especially as women that are seen as strong, and athletes are seen as ones that can overcome.
As strong, yes.
Strong. We forget that they're a human. No matter what they do, they're human and they're a woman. And if they, and as Shon has said, if they had been a white woman, baby, they'd have been like, you better not say nothing, and it would have been something sacred, and everybody got to be quiet and ask to pray for her because she done broke her fingernail, or she got a split end and ran too up her hair. But for us, if this is for real, because we're to press and continue to on. And so I applaud them being able to do that. I believe they teach us all that there is a point where everyone must know that no matter how great you are at whatever you do, you are responsible for you're responsible for. And if this ain't a good day, you better say it. Because like they say all the time, somebody will step right over you and be doing the same thing tomorrow.
That you listen, when you die, succession plans are already in place to replace you before your body even sets up rigor mortis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I applaud. That's never been anything that I learned how to say. And I've always had to press my brothers and other men around me. Don't forget, there's some part of me that's supposed to be precious. Don't forget that. Because see, y'all raise us so hard, and then y'all say y'all don't like hard Black women.
Listen,
Story, you're going
Story?
someplace. You're going
Now,
someplace.
Story, now
Okay.
listen, girl. Now you talking good to me.
No, but I
Because
and
here is the other thing. The other thing, and I
Uh-oh.
watched this with my
Come
sister.
on.
My sister
Yes.
told me this. My sister Phyllis, the one you all met, and she
Yes.
told me one
Yes,
day. She
yes.
said, "Brother, you have to understand. I had to become this in order to keep my children safe.
yes,
I had to become this because I had no other option." And I asked her when I pressed her on this. I said, "What was the difference between then and now?" She says, "When it was just me and my husband, it was one thing. When I got kids, I became the only choice, and then there were no options." And I don't think that black women, get enough credit for being the option and having no choice.
right, right.
Since we're talking about options and no choice, can we go right here? I'm going to kind of keep into that lane. Can we talk about Brittany Griner, who was wrongfully detained in Russia as a WBA women's basketball league? There she is for the Phoenix Mercury. And can we talk about the mental strength that she has to endure while still being there? And the only reason why she had to go to Russia was because we are not paying our athletes, our women athletes, enough. If we gave them enough money, they would not have to do the hustle, the hustle Bob and the hustle man, or even the hustle woman to make ends meet and all that, because she could stay at home and not have to worry about on off season going over to Russia. So can we talk about Bobby, talk to me about Miss Brittany and what you know about her.
It's an unfortunate situation with her. I mean, you got to be aware of your surroundings. Okay,
Well,
definitely in Russia. I mean,
I get that.
She she's part of a different community. She came in there. You got to be careful where you at. Can't be trying to confiscate some things. That's all. You know what I mean?
But this wasn't her first time in Russia. She had been there almost 10 seasons, 10 years now. So this is not her first time. It's not her first time smoking.
But it's part of the war over there.
Not in Russia.
Well, the propaganda going on. You never know. They're playing their cards too over there now.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Story, you're shaking your
head. I know her surroundings. Some things. I mean,
I agree.
It's unfortunate. But
it is.
Come on, you can't be traveling over there with
I'm with
illegal
you.
stuff.
I'm thinking
you
don't get it. And when they tell you don't do it, they mean it. And so we always are looking for grace when we go against other people's rules. Boo, when they told you to get out of there because it wasn't looking good, you'd have seen CNN, even Fox reported it right. You should have got out of there. And you shouldn't have been doing nothing illegal. Because we don't have that kind of control with somebody that is crazy. This is the that we're in, because the world has sat back and watched Putin do something that is against every law of war.
Right.
Go in and take a territory of some people you're not even fighting. Who does that? The rules of engagement. You at least gotta have a rift between one another. You cannot go murdering people, and not the war crimes tribunal ought to be moving, and everybody income. You better not jaywalk.
I'm with you. In Russia,
He was taking risks in Russia that you do not take, and being an American citizen does not give us a buy anywhere.
It makes it worse sometimes.
Sometimes, especially there. My heart does go out for her, and we pray she does make it home safely.
But I think that it's a little further. Also, fam, I think we have to push a little further. I agree with Rita, because Rita's right. But I also think that she is now having to temper her emotional stance and kind of subscribe to the of Winston Churchill when he was going to task with the Soviets. He simply said, when you're going through hell, keep going.
That's right.
And I really believe that at this moment, she's going through a hell, but her only option is to keep going.
Going,
That's
yeah.
right.
Is to keep going.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
got somebody back here in Texas. She resides here in Texas. And the one thing that I keep questioning isn't why she didn't leave, but what took her so long to get up out of there. That is the one thing I would want to know. And then two, we already know until Russia gets what it's after, they're gonna sit on her. How they sit on her and what they do to her while they have her are two separate things.
That's where my concern is at. You're right.
I think what.
Go ahead, Bob.
Go ahead, Mark.
No,
I was thinking with Brittany in her case. I think she said it goes back to the money. I think.
I agree.
I mean, if she got more dollars over there, maybe she stretched it. Maybe her length of stay was maybe a little bit too long. But I think that had to do with the check. And then it's
But then, is that
and then as far as these other athletes going across seas, it's all about the product. The marketing and the product has to be better in order for the women in that sport of basketball. Some type of, I couldn't even say balance because the NBA player money is ridiculous. But as far as to get some type of headway, they have to do a better job on the marketing and the actual product.
Because some of these women are not even making what's. I said some of these women are not even making what CEOs of a medium-sized firm is making, and yet there's just this huge disparity that plays on the psyche of this, and we can no longer say they're equal because they never have been treated equal. But the blatancy on this, is just ridiculous. Everyone can't be a Venus and Serena that signs a $15 million Reebok budget at the age of $12 million at the age of 15. Wow.
At 15.
At 15.
But look at what the women are doing in soccer, though. They're investing in them own selves, just like Bobby is saying. They're changing their marketing strategy. They're upping what they're doing, and they're making sure that the money is there. They in court about not being paid fairly, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, and it is not enough. And I'm gonna say this, and y'all can like it whether you want to or not. There are so many women who could change the outcomes of things, but women want other women. And so now we see the women of soccer making sure that they're buying in and becoming partners to support their own team and stop waiting on somebody else. They're changing their marketing strategies, and they're doing what it takes to make some money. And we are wanting someone else to do it for us. If enough women would stop talking about, they need to do something.
There you go.
You are the you like women playing basketball, doggone it, buy the ticket. Go sit in there.
There it is. Yep.
Got to do it. Because we're making the money. We're outnumbering many times the men that are working and are in places, especially in the inner city. Cut it out. We got the resources. We got the capacity. Stop looking for somebody to do it for us.
Okay. Yes.
But now,
go ahead.
One thing, I'm not only do I agree with you, Dr. Story, but I also think until owners have to pay a price for not having women in leadership and women in accountability places. Like I'm sitting here looking, we're listening to a lot of issues with the football teams and all that kind of stuff. What would it be like if you had a woman behind the desk actually assisting in developing policies that actually are executable versus giving everybody the same paintbrush?
We buying the team, boo. We not that's what I'm saying.
I was waiting on her. I just wanted to see if she was gonna get me. I was waiting on her.
She said she is the table.
That's right. We're buying the team. And that's what I'm saying. In the WNBA, there have been too many of those women, previous and present, who need to sit down together and stop going against one another, start supporting one another, put their money where their mouth is, and stop trying to make somebody else do it and let us do it for ourselves. I told y'all early, the future is female. And if we don't do it, if we don't put our money, you won't.
Come on, future.
Got it now. Do something with your access.
Yeah.
Before we go, can we just hit this last topic? Black China.
Rob is
She's
going
gonna
to
be
lead that.
okay. She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be
She gonna
fine.
be okay.
Look. She has multiple streams of revenue, meaning that she has a rapper baby, that's money, and a socialite baby, a Kardashian. She got 2 good streams, foundational wealth coming in.
Did you say
now? Whatever she does on that, the rest of that is on her.
Yes, he did. From Rob.
Yeah. She got 2 baby daddies. I don't even like saying that. She has 2 fathers, and I'm sure they're gonna support the kids. I'm sure they will. And then she still looks, like I said, a lot of cats are still out there singing that Keith Sweat song when they see her. I wanna. They gonna still have that about her. They still gonna have that. They're still gonna have that.
Rob, I thank you for being you, bro. Thank you for being you. I count on that.
Hey. They still got the Keith Sweat and heavy rotation. Heavy rotation, Keith Sweat. That's all I'm saying when it comes to Black China. Keith Sweat, heavy rotation.
Listen to him.
I don't know. Is anything real on Black China?
Listen,
No.
And when you listen to him, don't do what he say though.
Her lashes ain't real. Her breasts not real. Her waistline ain't real. Her booty ain't real. Her thighs ain't real. She might have
I'm not. I'm just saying. I know I wouldn't kick her out of the bed for that. I'm just saying. I wouldn't kick her out of the bed for all the fakeness. She bought it as hers. Who am I to decide? I'm just trying to create her a safe environment for her to thrive in, and I will not talk bad about her off her purchases. To me,
you won't talk bad about her purchases.
I'm not about her purchases. She bought them to hers, and I'm still on Keith Sweat right now. I'm still on Keith Sweat.
Rob, I ain't mad at you because I'm telling you, if I can find the doctor she go to and get a payment plan.
You understand? Do you understand?
Hey.
Because now, and whoever her doctor is he got to be Christian. Because he is producing miracles, signs, and wonders. You understand me? Now I'm gonna just be honest. I'm with you on Rita. Her hairline and them eyelashes, just like the Kojic song. It is a wonder in my soul. I'm trying to figure out how she got
splitting hairs here. I think we're splitting hairs here, people. I think we're splitting hairs here.
We're splitting hairs. We're
splitting hairs. You know, I mean,
synthetic or natural.
Okay, Rob. We got it.
Well, I got one more question for you, Bob.
If I can get a phone number for you, Rob, I'm gonna hook you up, bro. I love you just like I'm gonna make sure she know where you at.
I don't play my position. I can't afford all that child support. I'm saying I'm a utility player.
There, turn this off. There, when you turn the lights off. Listen, play the outro.
Wait.
Marty, you can be reached where? How can we reach you?
Before we go, Bob. Before we go. Regina King.
That's last week. That's last month, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, with Regina King, it's okay. It can be the A-type Regina King, the B-type Regina King, the C-type Regina King. Hell, it can be a twin or whatever the case may be. You know, it's all good. Regina, still winning for me.
What is Rob talking about right now?
He asked me about Regina King.
Because what that we supposed to try to get you with the last time?
That's last. Hey, you know, I'm still all in. I'm still all in.
I ain't gonna be mad at you. Rob, at least you consistent, dog. You don't get away from your conviction. Like you stick to it. I wish you would teach that to some politicians. Like if you said it and you believe it, stick to it.
Stick to it. Stick to it.
Some of the pastors, because you do have a heavy conviction that you walk in, man of God.
Hey, stick.
Yes, he does.
George,
and at least he owns it in the public.
Yes, he does.
Have to. You know, hey, God gonna accept me for who I am.
Yeah,
I feel good.
Well, he made you.
I feel good.
Yes,
I feel good.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, I feel real good.
You know, when you come to Houston, Rob, you call me when you land. Because I'm gonna shut the city down just like they did when Trump came to the city. I'm gonna shut it down so we can move you from one end to the other.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know, let me not get on them Southern bells down there. Oh man, let me stop. Let me
I
stop.
think what was
I'm
that
gonna leave it
song?
at that.
Marty know it. He old enough. What's that song? You can ring my bell. Now you. Oh, I'm sorry. So there, you can you can reach Shon Stewart. You can
Yes,
reach
sir.
me at.
How can we
Yeah,
reach
I'm
you,
gonna talk. Yeah, you
Dr.
can
Stewart?
reach me at fchouston.org. That is our church website, www.fchouston.org. Feel free to go on any digital device, Android or Apple. Download FC Houston. It's an app, and on there you can connect to us if you need us to speak, need funeral support, guidance, counseling. You need just about anything that life can help you with. We have some support systems for it. We would love to be a part of your everyday freedom. Check in with your boy, fchouston.org, or download the app on your phone, and you can get to us.
We appreciate you, Dr. Story.
right.
Bishop, we definitely appreciate you. Rob, how can we get a hold of you, brother? I know
Hey,
how
you
to
know
call
what?
you.
You know how to call me, but hey,
He
for
don't
you
need to
guys
answer
out
that
there,
before.
hey,
He should not answer that. He shouldn't answer that.
hey, you
Yeah,
can
because
check me out at the B-Side Podcast. You can check me out at the B-Side Podcast Q. You can tune in on YouTube at Bobby Sellers. Definitely tune in at the B-Side-Podcast.com. We're giving you barbershop talk in your living room. If you need some gear, we got the AR gear. Go to AlecRoberts.com, Instagram, Alec Roberts. And if you just want to check me out personally, just go to AR Sales 2. The number 2, ladies and gentlemen. AR Sales 2, and you got me.
Yes, and
but
you're
that's
even
for
wearing your own
merchandise,
gear.
not you. Yeah, let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Because somewhere in that book it said, "In all thy getting, get it." I want to be sure that we're communicating the right thing. Listen, because I don't need no foolishness. I can't get to California that fast, Ross. You got to be clear about that thing.
Dr.
Hey,
Story,
it's all good.
how can we get a hold of you? How can we get a hold of you, Dr. Story?
You can contact me via email at contactdrstory@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can just hit me up at I'm on Facebook every day on the East Coast time at
Yes, you
noon.
are.
Will you pray with me? And, just trying to do my thing everywhere that I go. I'm so grateful to be with you guys on this evening.
Hey,
Listen,
Marty,
I
one more
love
thing.
y'all.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
One more
Yes,
thing.
sir.
On Twitter, you can reach me at Rob_B-Sales on Twitter. Rob_B-Sales on Twitter. I won't give it to you. Riggery raw. Okay, done.
Marty, I have one request. If I can, to everybody that's watching, to my females, I'm getting ready for prom for my students, and I have some nice, beautiful students who needs dresses, prom dresses. And the ladies that I have are like from 14 women up to 26 women. And some of their parents just cannot afford dresses for prom. And so I'm asking if anyone that's listening, watching, subscribing, if you have someone that's got a nice dress that they would like to send to us for the students' prom, is in 3 weeks. If you go find me on Facebook, SHON Stewart, STEWART, that is me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Go there. On my post, you will see it's pinned at the very top what we're looking for. You can just mail it to us, put your name, put my name on it. They will get it to me, and we want to get it to the cleaners and the tailors to get it stitched so we can be sure that our students go to prom feeling like they are the queens they are.
That's beautiful.
Dr. Stewart, I will personally give you some money to buy one of these young ladies a dress to make sure that they're taken care of.
Man, you got a Cash App,
Definitely.
anything like that? They have a Cash App or
Cash App is my name. It's Shon Stewart, SHON Stewart, STEWART. Just put a note in there for what it's for, because I always want to be clear about what I'm moving and who I got it from, because the children will not, the children can't be seen, but we can have them give you a thank you. We've been doing thank yous with our faces and writing thank you cards, and we get it to you. So I just want to be sure that we do that. So yes, Cash App is my name, SHON.Stewart. No, Shon Stewart, and then you should find me right there.
There it is.
Awesome. Yes, so
now, Marty, we can find you where?
Y'all know how to find me. I'm anything mentalhealthmarty.com, Mental Health Marty on YouTube, Mental Health Marty on Instagram, and Mental Health Marty on Facebook. I like to keep it all uniform because I'm not that smart. I don't remember too many things. If I got one thing to remember, that's all I can do. So again,
Is that smarter cognitive development?
My God.
he's challenging me. It's
Oh,
definitely
Yeah.
cognitive.
Heavy at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Heavy
Yeah.
at the end.
Okay. I'm
That's what we do.
Listen. You found your pen, baby.
Oh, I found it. I couldn't find my glasses earlier today. Bobby, we'll get you on that one. The show is about to start, and I couldn't find my pen, but that's a whole other story. Listen,
Had a whole
Dr. Story,
catastrophic 10 meltdown.
yeah, little Eddie, we said, hey, listen, we don't want you to leave here without getting the proper help that you need. Listen, therapy, we want to always encourage you. This being Mental Health Awareness Month in May. We want to make sure that we are equipping you with the necessary tools. If you are in need of mental health therapy, or if you're in crisis, you can type crisis to 741-741, and there's someone that will be there to help you along the way. You can also check resources such as Psychology Today. You can find a therapist there. Therapy for Black men who are in need of therapy services and cannot afford it. Therapyforblackmen.com is offering for free therapy sessions for those men who need it. Also, goodtherapy.com and marcelconsulting.com as well. Darren, we're going to go straight to the ending with that. We are so glad that you have chosen this platform and to be with us. The first Tuesday of every month, we're going to have this amazing panel to be with us as well. We want you to make sure in this journey called life that you are no longer secretly suffering in silence in the shadow of shame. Help is there and help is near. We want you to speak up, speak out, and live. But most importantly, y'all, enjoy your life. We'll see you next week. Take care and God bless.